over Brentford. United still sixth in the table. Is that 5 points back of the top four with only 2 games left to play. For more on this, we welcome in Shaka Hislop and Ian Darke. Craig, why don't we start it though here in studio? What was that all season for United?
Well, it's easy to play when there's nothing to play for, I suppose, really, and that's where it is for United. Even if they win their 2 games in hand, they can only get to 64. Arsenal with forgetting Tottenham, Arsenal would only need a point with their goal difference. They've played 2 games less. There's no applause for me here for this Manchester United performance. I'm sorry. If you look deeper, there's a big horse that's just bolted a long time ago. So here they come up against a Brentford side that are mid-table, who are clearly not in a relegation dogfight, and congratulations to them and Thomas Frank for a fantastic first season in the Premier League. And here we have United, just mediocrity outside the top 4. Yeah, it was a better performance, but I'm not applauding that. I'm sorry. It's when the chips were down, when this team needed to perform, when these players needed to perform, they just couldn't do it. And so, as far as I'm concerned, the season's over for them. And to be quite frank with you, most of them should go and have a damn good look at themselves.
Ian, something to applaud here for Manchester United, or is it too little, too late?
Well, it is too little, too late. Of course it is. But there is one thing. They needed to make sure they finished in 5th or 6th place. They're not going to make the top 4. They'd need mathematical somersaults for that to happen. So forget the Champions League. But if they finished 7th, they'd have been in the Europa Conference League, which really would be a big come down, I think, for a club like Manchester United. At least I think this win tonight makes it pretty sure, because they're now 6 points clear of West Ham, are in 7th, that they will be in the Europa League next season. Of course, it's a far cry from the glory days, and there is so much to do. But it was the last home game of the season for Manchester United. I think it's the last time you'll see certainly Matic, probably Mata, Cavani, 1 or 2 others as well, playing in a red shirt at Old Trafford. It's the end of an abysmal season there. There's no 2 ways about it. But tonight, they played well.
Shaka, some questioning whether it's the last time we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo at Old Trafford, and yet you look at this team, especially on today, it's his goals yet again that make the difference.
Yeah, listen, Ronaldo has been the only player scoring with any kind of consistency. I think he scored 8 of their last 10 goals. Listen, the question around Ronaldo is how much it continues to cost Manchester United, whether it's worth it for a player of his age demanding that kind of a salary. Now, that's one for the board to decide. In pure footballing terms, there's no question that Ronaldo is still the standout player in that dressing room. So even if you talking about a rebuild, you want to keep your best players, and again, Ronaldo's exactly that. Now, what that rebuild looks like will obviously be up to Ten Hag, whether he's building around youth, what the salary structure looks like. All those are decisions to be made upstairs, as it were. But like I said, in footballing terms, it's a no-brainer as to whether Ronaldo will be around or not.
There was one point in the game, he lost the ball, first half I think it was. Chased back, 20 yards, made a great tackle, crowd got on their feet. I don't know, he's not the long-term future because of his age, we know that. But I think he's been a beacon of hope to some of the good attitude of some of the younger players, some of the better younger players who want to do well, and some of the senior players who actually have worked hard. And I think it's shown the others just what they should be doing.
Aside from the emotional stuff, though, they got to keep him for the goals, right? Shaka said it's actually 8 of their last 11. It's 9 goals for him in their last 6. They can't replace that.
Well, they can. I mean, if they want to sign a natural goal scorer, they could replace those goals with somebody like Harry Kane. Or we know Erling Haaland's going to go elsewhere, and so is Kylian Mbappe. But look, it depends what Ten Hag wants to do. But I think the one thing Ronaldo has shown, I don't know what his training's been like. I presume it's, if you play that long with that amount of goals and those stats, you train particularly well or pretty well. But certainly on the field, to me, he's led from the front. He's led by example. He's worked hard. He's shut people down. He's been disappointed when he's been taken off. Rightly so. He hasn't shirked his responsibility. He hasn't thrown the towel in, and he scored goals. That can, apart from David De Gea, that really can't be said about many of the other players at this football club. So to be quite honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen. But if I don't see another Man United game before August, I'll be delighted. I don't want to watch them because there've been a bunch of charlatans apart from 2 or 3 players, right? So I'm fed up talking about them. They're in no man's land this year. You know, they're not anywhere near the top 4, and they've got a budget that blew the rest of them out the water. They're not in the title race. They should have been up there. They're out of all the other competitions. So spare me the beat Brentford 3-0. Spare me what's going to happen with Cristiano. Spare me Rafael Varane got his first goal. Thanks for turning up. And all these other stories around this football club this year. All I want to see in August is a fresh manager, is fresh faces, and less whining to the media about the manager's this, the coaching this, the captain's this. And maybe when they get some better characters in there, they'll have a bit more unity and they'll have a much better season. Because to coin the phrase of Ian, you can't argue by their standards, this one has been pretty abysmal.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.